Hi, I'm Mercedes. Hi.
I'm Van. Hi.
We're a makeup artist and hairstylist. I am a makeup artist and esthetician at the Green Room, which is here in San Jose.
And I'm Van. I work at Tangerine Hair Studio in downtown San Jose.
So we are at Silviyana Bridal Boutique, which is also downtown San Jose. And what we're doing is a bridal tutorial on hair and makeup. This is Danny. She is wanting to do a beachy look, so what I am going to do is a really pretty soft beach look for makeup, and Van is going to do a nice like soft wave for her hair.
Yeah.
So come join us and we'll definitely show you a little tutorial on what we're doing here. So, okay, so we'll get started. You want to do the hair?
Okay. Okay, so today, Danny here, she was explaining to us that she's having a beach wedding, and so we discussed various different ways to do her hair, but since it's gonna be at the beach, and she wants a very soft, relaxed look, so we're going for the soft, romantic, loose curls. So right now, I'm going to set her hair, and then after that's done, we're gonna comb it out and see the final results. Okay? Do you have any questions before we start?
No, I would just prefer, like we've talked about, the soft waves, the curl, preferably all to one side, and then not a long veil because it's a beach wedding. I've just read horror stories about the long veil blowing away, so I decided on a bird cage clip and small veil on this side.
I'm actually going to prime your eyes.
Right.
I had already prepped and primed, and I did Danny's foundation and concealer. So I used, I'm using an array of products, Benefit Cosmetics, Bare Minerals, NARS. But I'm going and priming her eyes with the Prime Time from Bare Minerals, which I absolutely love. This guy right here. And then
So right now what I'm doing is I'm just doing a traditional classic set on her. We're going for that soft curl look. Before I started curling her hair, I just prepped her hair with a heat protectant, working hairspray, and it's important to use a working hairspray, not a stronghold hairspray, because it has low alcohol content, and so you don't want to ruin the hair.
Oh.
So I like to use hot off the press before I use any kind of heat tools.
So I am working with Morphe brushes. This palette is awesome. It's all matte, and it's the 35N palette. This guy here. Danny wants to play and accentuate her green eyes. So with that kind of golden beachy look in the background, I'm using a really soft pink that will help kind of bring out her green eyes here. But what I'm using is, so the colors that I'm using are softer pinks, peaches, and like golds. So I'm just working my Bare Minerals crease defining brush into her crease. And the crease is the area right in between the eyeball and the brow bone. And so you want to kind of go back and forth, and I like to use either a windshield wiping motion, or I like to call it a rainbow. So you just kind of go back and forth. And the trick is to, like a soft eye, especially in the crease, is blending. So if you think you've blended enough, blend for 5 more minutes.
Mercedes, with beach makeup specifically, what could we use to set the makeup? Because I might sweat or after dancing, is there a specific setting that you would prefer, a mist or otherwise?
So I usually use the MAC setting spray. You can use it before or after. It's a really good universal setting spray that actually you can, like I said, use before or after, or even use it on your makeup brush to wet the brush. So I am using the Bare Minerals Ready eyeshadows, which I find that are very, very blendable and very pigmented. And they're also good for the eyes as well, just the skin in general. They use a barrage oil to set it, which is very healthy for the skin. But also priming is very important. So what I used on you before was the Benefit Cosmetics Professional Primer, which helps fill in any larger pores and fine lines. And I mixed it with that Gal face primer, which helps reduce the look of any rosiness with that raspberry and chamomile in it. And mixing it together is like my favorite combo. So that should help set it.
For skincare, what do you suggest I do prior to the wedding?
So for skincare, I usually recommend investing in a pretty good skincare line. Being an esthetician, I would recommend setting up facials like 6 to 8 months prior to your wedding date, and just kind of going. Just getting your skincare routine in line before your wedding date. We use at the Green Room Skin Scripts, which is an all-natural skincare line using a lot of fruit-based enzymes, and which is very gentle for the skin, but also very effective for exfoliation.
Would you suggest multiple facials beforehand, or just the one 6 to 8 months before? There's a timeline of.
Yeah, I would say like 6 to 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
Start booking anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks out.
Okay.
Weeks out. So it could do. You would basically have like 8 to 6 facials, before your wedding date, and that just helps. Like I said, kind of regulate your skin and get that nice exfoliation going. I could always tell when somebody sits in my chair and they have had a facial done. And I ask, and I'm always right. Like, yes. Oh my God, you can tell? Of course. So right now I'm using a really soft brown in her crease, just to kind of define her eye. And I'm using the Bare Minerals Ready eyeshadows, the 2.0s, I believe. And again, the blending is the key.
brides have booked, either of you, would you say, for your services?
Oh my gosh, how many? I mean, we've done a lot together, actually. So people book with me and they ask for hairstylists. I usually recommend Van and then
Vice versa.
versa. So, I mean, we've been in the industry for, I mean, her longer than I, but
Yeah, like I would say like over 10 years.
yeah. So, I can't even remember.
That's really nice that you two support each other in your services.
Yeah.
Of course. Women empowerment.
Yes,
Exactly.
so important
I think
these
that's
days.
important.
Yeah.
Okay, so I used a lighter, kind of more sparkly eyeshadow right in the like tear duct area, and that kind of just brings out and brightens it. And then when she opens her eyes, I'm gonna put it like right underneath too. For the eyeliner, I'm using their Real Push-Up Liner, and this is also from Benefit Cosmetics. It's a waterproof eyeliner that I'm actually going to use, but not really use as a defining eyeliner. I'm just more, it's really pliable, so it, you know, it can smudge very easily. So I'm going to use that to kind of smudge out her eyeliner here, and I'm going to do that as close to the lash line as possible. And a lot of people ask me, like, how do you do eyeliner? The trick is, if you're gonna do it on yourself, starting in the center and moving outward, and then start in the inner corner and then move towards the center. So a lot of the times, if you're
Very
trying
helpful.
to, yeah,
I've been doing it opposite my whole
yeah,
life.
if you're going right in the inner corner all the way out, that's a long trek for to make a perfect, you know, perfect line. So then I'm taking my finger and I'm smudging out. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and open for me.
Now, I have a big problem because I'm a smiler
Mm-hmm.
of getting eyeliner stuck in the crow's feet and creating this goop
Right in
buildup.
that area.
So, what are your tips to avoid that?
Well, one, primer.
Okay.
Two, I would probably use like a waterproof, like maybe not like a waterproof eyeliner. So one of the products that I like to use if I'm doing a cat eye is the Kat Von D ink liner.
Okay.
That one's a really good one. And then also when you're done doing your foundation, just setting this area with powder. That's a really good one too.
Thank you.
Sure.
Do either of you have any bride horror stories? Bridezilla stories?
No, actually. I was gonna say, you know, with the amount of brides that I've done, go ahead and look down for me and then look that way. I've never had like a really high maintenance bride. A lot of the brides are very, very relaxed. You know, they feel comfortable. It's usually the moms. I'm kidding, but no, not
No,
really.
I've heard that a lot, especially at other bridal shops.
It's just like their daughter's big day and they don't want to ruin it. They want it perfect. But
Yeah.
it's really important. That's why what's going on right now today, what we're doing, it's prepping everyone, letting everyone know like it's important to have a consultation and have a trial done. And so there's no
Like
surprises or somehow if you don't get a trial and the day of you don't like your hair or your makeup. Remember that YouTube video with the girl who got her hair curled?
Oh yeah,
Yes, it went
right off.
She was getting married and she didn't like her hair, so she chopped off her hair. Do you remember that? That was like one of the first viral videos.
She
But-
was very upset.
But that's why it's important to do a consultation and a trial. So during the trial process, like today, we're just going over different looks, different ways to just to see what looks best, what you don't like, what you do like. So on the day of, there's no surprises, and you're getting what you exactly want.
Or suggestions would you give to her to kind of help with her overall look? Like for me, specifically, I don't really know what I want. I just want to look good on that day. So I suppose my question is, how do you kind of guide that creativity in that look that would be best for the bride?
Well, we usually, I mean, like Dan is absolutely right. We definitely recommend the trial, because then we'll be able to get kind of like what you're going for, and then you kind of let us work our creative magic. You know, like okay, this is how I would envision. What are you thinking? You know, is this? Would you agree that you would want this? I always joke. For me, I could get married like 20 times and just have a different look every time. Like the different dress, different hair, different makeup. So, you know, I definitely just kind of, I would say just go with how you feel, you know, and, you know, let the
Professionals.
the professionals kind of guide you into, you know, you gotta really trust your makeup artist, you gotta trust your hairstylist, and they will, they will really help you kind of set your overall look. So I know you're saying that, you know, you're a little indecisive, you're not too sure. So say for example, you can take a few pictures before you leave here and how your makeup looks, and then maybe in a few months, you know, you can contact me and say, hey, you know, I really liked this eye, but maybe a little bit darker or lighter, or so you can kind of do stuff like that.
Yeah, and then with your hair trial, once your hair is done, you could see how it lasts throughout the day to see, oh, okay, this didn't work or this worked for me. That way, so the day of, when you're out on your wedding day, your hair will hold up. But yeah, I would say you should give your stylist a couple different looks.
Like pictures and stuff?
Pictures, hair inspirations of stuff that you like and what you don't like.
Yeah.
That's the problem, because everyone gives you pictures of things that you like, but then sometimes it ends up looking something like you don't like, so you're like, okay, I do not like this because it's way too curly, or I don't like this because her hair has too much of a poof, and most times enough they'll be like, okay, too much volume, so
Too much volume. Oh
yeah, they think they like
80s style, or
sometimes they think they like volume, but then when the volume's on them, they're like, okay, no, tone it down. You know.
That happened to me for my high school reunion. I had my hair done and she gave me too much volume, and I said, you know what? No. Sorry. Flatten it out.
Supreme.
Yeah. You know. But
Diana Ross.
yeah. So I would suggest that, just having a couple different pictures of what you like, what you don't like, and going from there. And then it's like more of a trial and error. That's why it's important to do a trial. So you're going through various different looks to see what fits you.
So what I just finished doing was just a little, I used NYX little glitter eyeliner. I put that on top of my hand and just gently tapped it with my finger on top. That particular product tends to dry and like flake off very easily if you apply it skin to, to the skin. So applying it and just adding a little tapping motion to that really helps keep that glitter on there without the flaking. Also, brides like eyebrows, that's really important too.
Yes.
So, kind of like, with the facials, you want to grow out your eyebrows, you want to see your esthetician. So, a lot of brides who are getting married and see me for pretty much all of their services, I like to put them on a brow program. So, I usually, they're like, hey, I want to grow my eyebrows in, I want to have, thick, full brows. What do I need to do? So, step one, put down the tweezers at home and don't touch them. I can definitely help reshape them or grow them in and get them a little more structured. Like I said, 6 to 8 months out would be perfect for that.
And do you use wax? Do you thread?
I do it all. I wax. We use soft wax or strip wax, hard wax. I thread for those who are on Retin-A or Accutane or just trying to get their skin looking good before the big day. I have a lot of brides that do that.
When should they get their touch-up appointment for waxing?
Like
before their wedding, like a week, 2 weeks? What would you recommend?
I would say also depending on your skin type. So a lot of people that have sensitive skin or acneic skin will break out right after. So I usually have them maybe like a week out, and then if I'm doing their brows, and they have a few little stragglers that grow in, I'll just take my tweezers and kind of tweeze them out and reshape the brows a little bit or clean them up on the wedding day. So I would say a week would be good. And so the product that I'm using right now is the $1 Billion Brow in the Nordic. This guy right here. They have awesome products. We sell them at the Green Room. And they're all cruelty-free. They have great, they're all like a taupey, kind of softer color. They blend in very well. And they stay on, which is great. So when you're wiping your face, you're not wiping your brow off.
Yeah.
Or say, for example, we do all kinds of services actually at the Green Room. So for those brides that maybe don't have brows, we also offer microblading, which is an awesome service. It's a semi-permanent form of makeup. So if you don't have hair, we can give you hair. Hair like.
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
Megan Good does it.
What about eyelash extensions?
We do eyelash extensions, so that's a lot of brides want that for the big day. We do lash lifts, so if you have thick full lashes but maybe they grow straight down, we do lash lifting there as well, and that just kind of gives your lash like a semi-permanent curl. It's almost like you used a lash curler for the big day, and it lasts anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks. And then we do facials and then all the waxing, which is facial waxing, body waxing. And then I am using, just to kind of go over, is the Benefit Cosmetics Gimme Brow, which I absolutely love, in the dark one. It's a dark taupe. And this has little gel fibers in it, which kind of creates a nice, thicker, fuller look for the hairs.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk through, like, to have a consultation with you, like, and usually it's important during the trial that you bring any kind of hair accessories that you would need or want on your hair. So, like, for instance, you wanted a cage veil.
Yes.
So-
I had one specifically in mind here at Silviyana's.
Oh.
It's right up there, actually, in the
Yeah.
bird cage.
Yeah.
This one here.
So yeah, so it's very important. So on the trial, you bring whatever you want in your hair. If it's a flower, this cage veil. Or this passion flower crown that you were thinking about.
Or maybe even for the bridesmaids. I was
Yeah, for the
thinking.
bridesmaids.
Mm-hmm.
It's by Susan McLeary.
Now, is there a limit to trials?
You could definitely get as many trials as you want, you know?
My suggestion would be the one whole day. We would set aside like a couple hours of like 3 different looks of one up, one down, one to the side. Realistically, because if you think about it, like you're not gonna have time. You're gonna be curling your hair and then you're taking it out, and then pinning it up, taking it down. So you have to kind of be somewhat.
You're just open to
Yeah.
different styles before
Yeah.
like dress shopping, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Try it all on and
Yeah.
then decide. Mm-hmm.
And for the day of the wedding, it's important to like prep your hair the night before to have your hair washed and any kind of anti-frizz serum, any kind of serums that you want in your hair, because you do not want dirty hair.
Okay.
And you know,
But not to wash it the day of.
yeah,
Okay.
So like wash it the night before.
yeah.
It's the best. Same thing with skin. I definitely recommend exfoliating the night before, just so that way if you have any, just depending on your skin type, if you're a little on the drier side and you have like maybe drier rough patches on your skin, unfortunately if you do have little drier rough patches, the makeup grabs onto that one little spot and you can definitely see it. So that's why, like, you know, leading up to it, you know, trusting your skin therapist, and that way she knows, you know, okay, so we got this going, we're exfoliating this guy, and we just kind of prep your skin before.
Yeah, so basically everything is being prepped the night before, and the day of you either have a robe on or a button-up shirt, so then just in case you don't have to take off your shirt and then your hair gets ruined, you know? So I always tell clients to bring a robe, button-up shirt the day of, even on your trial, so then, you know, you're ready to go, you can see how it looks. And yeah, put on some makeup the day that you do your trial, because that makes a difference too, you know?
So
Because
we're probably planning
yeah.
powder. And I'm using the Hello Flawless by Benefit and Honey. Everything on her face is pretty much Benefit Cosmetics. I like it because it's really lightweight, it's oil free, it has SPF, especially if you are, you know, in having a beach wedding. Sunscreen is very important everywhere. I know this for a fact. I got married on the beach, and all my pictures at the end of the night, I had, we're all red. Everybody was like a lobster. So, also maybe adding that little detail in your, you know, maybe in your invites. Don't forget the sunscreen or hats if you're having guests arrive.
That's brilliant. I didn't even consider that. Now I really like the look. It's still subtle.
Mm-hmm.
It feels light. The product you use, I know we put a lot on, but
Yeah.
it's still just the right amount that appears.
Yes. Oh, for sure. Yeah, and a lot of my one thing that we had talked about before were brides who. I have a lot of people kind of tell me like I don't wear a lot of makeup. I don't want to feel like I have a lot on, and wedding makeup, anything that's gonna your face, to give you a nice natural look in photos. So. But, I mean, like you were saying, how does your skin feel so far?
So light. I mean, I can barely tell.
Okay, perfect. So I'm doing a very light, kind of, a light blush look, and then I'm gonna do a really pretty, like a golden highlight right on top of the cheeks.
So I'm just gonna take this down, see what.
I gotta say, my eyebrows have never looked better.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna have to come see you every morning before work.
At the green room.
Okay.
Come see Mercedes.
Now, did you do any contouring?
I didn't actually, but I will, you know, if it is requested, I will do contouring. Usually for a beach look, I like to do a lot more highlight, cause, and where you wanna place the highlight are places where the sun or the light is naturally gonna hit you first. So top of the cheekbones, bridge of the nose, the bow of the lips, chin, and just even like the brow bone here. But you have a perfect oval face, so really, I didn't have to contour anything.
Thank you.
So
If I get that gust of wind, or if I'm sweating, that's when it kind of goes to pieces.
yeah, okay, so depending on the kind of look that you want today, for instance, you wanted it very soft. If you want it very soft, I would brush it through. That way. Loosen up the curl so it's not so curly. But sometimes people like a lot of curls, so it just depends on the look that you're going for. And do you like volume?
I do. Because my hair's so thin, it's usually flat. It'd be nice to like different for a change.
Okay, so we decided that you wanted something slightly up for me. I'm using Sexy Hair Volumizing Texturizing Powder. What I like about it, it gives it like a root lift, tons of texture. I kind of just sprinkle it in there and it just disappears. And it gives it that grit, because sometimes when the hair is too clean, you know that it doesn't like to hold. So it's important to prep the hair, put stuff in your hair. So another important thing too about styling hair is the front, because you see it the most. Some people don't like any hair in front of their face, so it really depends what you like.
Sure,
Do you
sure.
like little short pieces coming out from the sides, or
Not so much. I mean, I wouldn't mind like this little guy, but I mean, not too much. I would like it as tame as possible, so I avoid brushing it back with my fingers or it getting in my eyes.
that's the thing. Like, some people don't. Some people like little soft pieces, so it makes it it looks softer. But if you want more of a tightened, straight look, that's what you prefer. Okay, so very sleek. Okay.
Very, very hydrating, but they also stay on. Like, it's amazing.
Is this matte as well? has a bit of a sweetheart neckline, and then the straps are jeweled, and then there's like a nice beading down the back that there's a peekaboo hole in the back. Now, what inspired each of you for your professions?
Still does hair, nails, and so it's just always around the salon. The hands-on, talking to people, that's one of the best things, is getting to know people, listening to their stories. Everyone has
Position here. So this is just to set for her brush wound. So this is the finished look. We can definitely, like, if the bride requests either, which is awesome. So you can kind of, when it dries, you can definitely see it happening. And to fall out, it won't be a big deal. Some brides want lash extensions, which they can get as well. Or if they don't want that maintenance, then the individuals would be.
So is this too much height for you?
That's perfect.
Okay.
Because it's subtle, but it's still.
Or do you like it separated, like, you know?
I suppose the separate pieces.
Okay.
Put a little bit more detail into the style.
This just separates it a little bit. They like it. Oh, a way to create volume is to add hair extensions, and I feel like a lot of people who have fine hair, they tend to add extensions. You could just do it the day of, so clip-ins are very good. You could do clip-ins or tape extensions. There's like so many different things that you could do. I prefer a clip-in, so then the next day it's just easy access. You could take them out. So I'm just gonna pin it up real quick because time-wise, we're running out of time, as always. Mercedes, can you get me that veil too? Oh, shit. So I'm just doing like a quick pin. I don't have time. Oh, yeah, no.
Your guidance has been very inspiring for, for me, who I've never been a bride before.
Yeah, so with this, it's like a quick little updo, a side do that you could do as an option, and then we could take it down once we place the veil, see how you like it, just a general idea. We're running out of time, so I'm just gonna do this real quick. You see this is like a 5-minute updo real quick, but usually we spend way more time, but just, let's see, I'm trying to figure out this way.
Maybe more back
You want
towards
it
the
more,
crown.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna take this out real quick. Fix that. Mercedes, can you pin all this rather than pin it so that I could just fix this front? And then you could just see how you like that front. Perfect. This is a quick little side updo. I wish we had more time so I could really focus, but you guys get the idea. And then like next time you could either make it more full in the back, but to the side.
That's really nice.
Yeah, but we could just add some more symmetry so it just sticks up like that.
It's a little bit more lifted.
Yeah, lifted.
Yeah.
And then we could take it down. I'm gonna take it down real quick. So I guess we should just take one picture real quick.
Sure.
And then that way you have an idea of like, oh, okay, I don't like my hair down, or I want it up. Let's take a picture real quick.
Here?
Yeah. You look like a completely different person. Get that side veil. Okay, you can take a look. And then I'm gonna take this down real quick and you can see what it would look like just down and soft. As an option. Did you take a couple pictures?
Do you travel as well for weddings?
Yes.
Mhm.
So usually we go on location, and for most stylists and makeup artists, if they have to travel, you have to pay a traveling fee.
Of course.
Yeah. Sometimes people forget that, and so that's really important to touch up during the wedding.
Mhm.
That's a separate price, but usually with the hair it just stays. And makeup.
Yeah, it just depends on the bride's, just the makeup artist or hairstylist hourly wage. So basically, if that were to happen, and if brides are like, oh well, I want like an all-day touch-up, you would pay for the service, and then an hourly wage after however long you want the makeup artist to stay there.
So playing with your hair,
Mhm.
realizing the texture and how your hair likes to hold a curl after it's being curled, this gives me an idea that, okay, if you want it to last throughout the whole day, we would have to curl it a little bit tighter.
Mhm.
And that way, so when you're on the beach, there's humidity, there's wind, it's not gonna last as long, so we have to go a different route. And sometimes that happens, like you can't have everything. Sometimes things don't work out for the way it does, but then you go from there, and then you have option B. So you should always have different options just in case one doesn't work. And like say for instance someone has long hair and it just doesn't want to hold a curl, then comb to kind of like set the hair too if you want more of that romantic look. You see how it's just softening up?
Mhm.
That's an
Very
option
classic,
too.
I like it.
Very.
And then also for like say for example throughout the day, for touching up, if you do want to touch up yourself, I usually recommend maybe getting a lipstick color that either a translucent setting powder and blush. Most people are going to be hugging and kissing you, so you want to touch up your blush and also your lipstick.
That's smart, thank you. I would have just popped the lipstick on and not think of the other things.
Yeah, so just it's trial and error. We got to see what works best.
The photo on your phone.
How do you like it down though?
I love it down.
Yeah.
This is how I would wear it on a day to day, and I don't want that drastic look.
For
it's-
your wedding day.
I want him to be able to recognize me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I would recommend more of a tighter curl then, just so the day of, with just looking with your makeup and coming towards your face a little bit more. But you don't like things on your face, do you?
Looking at it,
Yeah.
it kind of changes my whole
So
perspective.
then I would recommend maybe something like that.
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah. See how it feels.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you have options obviously. For the short time being.
Okay. So
So that is, I guess, the end of my tutorial for a bride. I do have a client waiting for me. So it was so nice to meet you.
You too. Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you. And just let me know. I have cards here. So, and like I said, I'm directly across the street. You can always give me feedback on how it lasts. I like that because I can always use a different primer or something a little bit more stronger if more holds. I have all kinds of different primers for different skin types. So I could use like the industrial strength one if somebody's like really oily, which like me, I'd have to use that for some for something I'd have to do all day.
Yes.
And still look good. So.
Well, you definitely made me look good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Danny.
Thank you.
I know mine wasn't really a tutorial,
No, it was great.
but it was just kind of like a rough little trial,
Mhm.
just what happens during like, a consultation. So good luck.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We'll be in touch.
Yes, for sure.